Yo, yo, what's good, y'all? It's KD back with another craft beer run edition, man. October 2022. Man, had another good one, man. It's been a good last few months. August was dope. September, man, solid. And October was a nice run too, man. So, excuse me, excited to share just a few. I won't keep y'all long, man. Just want to run through just some things that some of the highlights, if you will, some of the highlights, man. I'll try not to babble and run on too many tangents. I have a bad habit of doing that. Sometimes it's a good habit. But yeah, I'll try to keep it tight. But yeah, first and foremost, let me share my screen with you guys, man, because I want to shout out the one and only Untappd. Let's do that now. So Untappd, man, this is, as I mentioned before previously, man, Untappd is where I log all of my beers. Like basically I'm on all these craft runs, these craft beer runs, man. This is where I go and kind of keep things, all in one place, man. It keeps me organized. It helps me remember when I'm going back to like one of those spots, like, sometimes where I've been, like what I've had, drafts and taps change quite often at craft beers, but you often find things that stick around too, brews that stick around. They're kind of like the staples, and they'll bring them back. They'll anniversary like some beers, you know what I mean? Obviously if they're good. But yeah, so this is where I kind of keep everything. So shout out to Untappd. Like I say, very, very key in terms of these craft beer runs, man. So I appreciate these guys. Salud, little Untappd merchandise, man. I mess with them. Y'all need to mess with me, Untappd. Holla at me, man. Would love to partner with you. That's it, man. Let's get into this run. Like I say, this is my profile, Fly Dialogue, man. Be sure to check us out, man. If you just Google Fly Dialogue, man, you'll find us. We got a link tree. Let me share that with you. Right now, I'm sipping on this Destination Paradise Ology Selected Mosaic from Ology Brewing, man. Really nice, real fragrant, man. It's an IPA, kind of hazy. It's a double IPA, actually. I feel like I need to actually go by KD IPA because I love double IPAs. Anyway, that's a tangent. I'm gonna keep these tight. But yeah, this was one I got at Ology Brewing up in Tallahassee. I've mentioned this before too. These guys have moved into the neighborhood, so over in the Tampa Heights area. So I'm happy to have them. Cheers, salute to them. But yeah, as I was mentioning, man, you guys, I would love for y'all to check out our YouTube. Let me share this with you real quick. You can find us on YouTube. You can find us on Untappd. If you just type in Fly Dialogue, it's exactly how it sounds. FLYDIALOGUE. Any case, mess with us though, man. We're on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. We're all over the place, man. So mess with us, man. Subscribe to these craft beer runs. Subscribe to the podcast that we do as well on Fly Dialogue. We got a bunch of content coming for y'all. And another thing I should mention, this is our link tree right here. We've actually got a Fly Dialogue is a radio station. It's crazy. We're an internet radio station that streams 24/7 hip hop, R&B, like I say, all day, every day, man. So mess with us, man. We definitely want to see y'all and have y'all check for us because it's a lot of good music that's on there on top of good content like this craft beer run I'm about to get into. So mess with us and we'd love to see y'all, man. All right. Let's get into some activity though real quick, man. This is the October 2022 run and fresh off September. Actually not fresh off anything, man. It's November now. But I digress, man. This was one that I got from that trip down to Palm Beach, and I think that was September, but this is Palm Shadow double IPA. I just cracked one, man. Like I say, when I go into these breweries, man, I try to support them, man. Obviously I taste a lot of brews and make sure I find some stuff that I actually like, right? That's the point. But at the same time, man, if I like it, I'm definitely going to go shopping. So I appreciate civil society having some brews to get. Next time, man, I got to get one of the glasses, man. I hate they didn't have one, but it is what it is, man. I had a great time. This next one here, man, my favorite hometown brewery, Magnanimous. They always keep it thorough. This is Whiplash. I think this was a sour that I got there on draft at Magnanimous. Here's another one, 1000 Odds. I just had one of these today, actually, too, man. Watching the Bucks and the man, who were they playing? The Seahawks over in Munich, man. That was a pretty good game, man. It was an early one, so hell, I got started early. What they say, you can't drink all day unless you start early. Shout out to my dude Al for that one, man. That's a jewel. But yeah, 1000 Odds. This is a real nice one, Imperial sour ale, man. It's got like passion fruit, guava. Oh man, it's real nice, real nice. Very nice balance on it. One thing Magnanimous is known for, in my humble opinion. This is a good stout that they had, Lucrum, Maximus. I tried to get one of the cans. I think I missed it, but they still had this one on tap, and I touched it up. 4.1 out of 5 looks like, man. So this is top shelf. Another one, Infinite Odyssey, Voyage 2, top shelf, 4 out of 5. Another barrel-aged stout, ooh, smooth and boozy to keep, volume 3. Man, you just got to love Magnanimous, man. They just do good work. Juice Lord Almighty, this is their triple IPA. They got a Juice Lord, which is a hazy IPA. They got a Juice Lord Have Mercy, Juice Lord and Savior, and then a Juice Lord Almighty, man. All of them I mess with. Top shelf. If you are ever, I repeat, ever in the Tampa Bay area, fuck with me, one, but mess with Magnanimous too, man. You won't be disappointed, man. I promise you. Tell Charlie that I sent you, man. He's a good people, man. Good dude. Again, here's that Juice Lord and Savior. I think honestly, this is my favorite one, man. It's just the way that the balance that they got on this one, like the sweetness that it captures. It's like kind of pineapple and maybe like a melon that's kind of here, like on the scent of it, the nose, if you will. Like when you smell it, man, it's got a really good nose, real juicy, of course, hence Juice Lord. And it's just, oh man, when it hits your lips, whew, it's tough. It's tough. I think this one is my favorite. So I go back and forth. So, it is what it is. The Almighty's dope too, but I think this Juice Lord and Savior, man. Anyway, Fog Theory, man, nice IPA. Really tasty. They got another edition of this too, man. A double. This is IPA, and then they got a double called Fog Weaver. That's it got better. So anyway, this one here. This was in TPA at the airport, man. This is a really dope restaurant though, man. Ulele, which is over in the what do you call it? Like the Armature Works area, like Riverwalk area, like downtown Tampa, pretty much right downtown. Whew, man, another spot, man, kind of pretty close to Magnanimous too. It's about maybe like 2 or 3 blocks. So you got such a wonderful spot, man. I can't talk enough about this Tampa Bay area, man. We've been out here for a couple of years. Hell, almost 2.5 now. It's getting close to 3. But man, when we found this area, man, Armature Works. There's what is it? Hidden Springs Ale Works. There's obviously Magnanimous is over there. There's a bunch of food spots over there in Armature. Beautiful Riverwalk area, but also Ulele. So this is the airport location that they have. This one wasn't really a highlight as far as the beer, but the area, man, I got to shout out the area. The restaurant is dope. Ulele's dope. And that whole area is just, man, I love being in that space. So anyway, I was on the way to New Jersey by way of LaGuardia, which, man, bad logistics, bad planning, but it is what it is, man. I touched down in New York and in LaGuardia, LGA, and it was like 2:30, 3 o'clock, man. And I'm learning, man. Here's the thing, man. When you travel different places, man, you expand your frame of reference, right? You learn. So what I did, it's a valuable lesson, man. I learned to never fly into LGA around 2:30, 3 o'clock, right? Especially when I have to go over to Jersey, man, it's a recipe for a long trip. Okay. It was a long trip. So I think it took me about an hour and a half, man. I was cracking up with my sister, Munira, and she was like, yo, what were you thinking? Like that, yeah, you got to drive. You're going to have a drive on your hands. And I was just like, yeah, I realize that now, but we had a good laugh, man. We had a good laugh. Shout out to my sister, man. One of my favorite people, one of the sweetest people that I've ever known. My big sis. Anyway, we had a good laugh, man, because I was driving for about an hour and a half, maybe even an hour and 45, man, from LaGuardia over to Edison, New Jersey. Got settled in, and at that point, I needed a beer. So went on Untappd, found this spot that was relatively close. This is South 40 Brewing. And yeah, it was good, man. It was weird, man. It was on a game day, Thursday night. And it was like maybe like 7:30 or something like that, 8 o'clock. But they were about to close. And I was like, yo, what? That doesn't even make sense. This is prime time, Thursday night, you know. But in any case, so I only had a short time. But the cool thing about that spot was people were real cool. The bartender was like, no, man, we'll hang out with you for a minute. So they stayed open probably for an extra like 30, maybe even 45 minutes. And we just sat in there and chatted. There was a couple other people in there from Nebraska, and they were on a run. And they came from Nebraska, hit New Jersey, and they were headed up to, I think, a Rutgers game. Yeah, so they had popped into South 42, and we had a good time, man. We had threw back some beers. I had a flight as usual. This is a Chinook breeze. Again, South 40 Brewing. Tropic Greens. This is another IPA. Kind of adventurous. I gave this one like a 3.6, 3.7. This one was kind of like a sour, I believe. Babushka's Blueberry Cobbler. Pretty good, man. I thought that one was real tasty. It was like a 3.8. This next one, I didn't even get a picture of this next one, but I think it sounded better than it tasted, actually. But, you know, sometimes that happens. And anyway, man, the good people over here at South 40, man, they made up, you know, for this one. This is like a 3.4, which, again, it's not bad, man. It was a pretty solid beer. Blowing Raspberries, that was a sour that I had over there. It was pretty decent. The next one that I went to, again, thanks to South 40, man, South 40 Brewing over in Jersey, pretty close to Edison. I can't remember the exact town, but yeah, man, good people over there, pretty good beer. Hit them up if you're in that area, man. It was, you know, I think you'll be impressed. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised. The next one, man, alternate ending beer. I don't know if you guys remember my run back in, I guess that was September. Yeah, September. And I was talking about Civil Society Brewing. This one just popped up out of nowhere. I shouldn't say out of nowhere, but anyway, I was on Untappd. I was only in Palm Beach. Civil Society's in Palm Beach, the one that I hit, and they got a location in Juniper. So I hit up the Palm Beach jump, and I just didn't know about it. I didn't have any expectation of really even having beer while I was there because it was going to be such a short trip. But I got on Untappd. I had a little time, and I found these guys, and it was just such a treat. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Live band, good beer, beautiful space, graffiti as you're walking up to their beautifully curated space. It was just on point. Alternate ending, man, this was probably my best find in October. I would dare to say this is the best brewery in New Jersey. That's crazy to say because I got a very limited I just call it like this. I haven't been to a lot of breweries in Jersey. So I get a kick out of that. Yo, this is by far the best jump in New Jersey. Alternate ending beer, based on my opinion. Very limited. But no, for real, man, it was really dope, man. And sometimes you come up on these bartenders, man. Let me say this too, before I kind of dive into this one. You have bartenders, man, that can kind of, you know, they kind of fill you out, you know, they're serving drinks, but then they kind of, you know, you have a dialogue, a fly dialogue, if you will. And then you just start talking, man. And the more and more we talked, me and this cat, man, and I hate that I forgot his name because he was really a good dude. The more and more we talked, he realized, he was like, yeah, this guy really messes with beer, man. Okay. And they just start pouring up, man. We just had a ball, man. It was that same game night. What game was on? Good energy in there and great beer. And we just ran through, man. He tried a couple with me, man. You know, put me on some beers that I really probably would have never had. Like, I drink barrel-aged stouts a lot. I don't like the oatmeal stouts for whatever reason. He put me on one of theirs that was flawless. I mean, probably one of the best oatmeal stouts I'd ever had. Like it was like a cinnamon that they put in there. That was, oh man, it was so dope. Alternate ending beer company in New Jersey. I can't remember the specific town, and I hate that too. But if you are ever in, I think it's Central Jersey, if you're ever around there, man, hit these dudes up. They do really, really exceptional work. Again, in my opinion, the best one in Jersey, for whatever that's worth. But like I say, I think you won't be dissatisfied if you ever hit the spot up. They got good food too. So anyway, good IPAs. This is Mostly Dead. Gave this one about a 3.8, 3.9 out of 4. Miracle Man, this looks like a nice hazy IPA too. Gave this one a 4.1. Again, alternate ending beer. I think this is that oatmeal stout. Now, mind you, I gave this one a 4.1, which, and I'm like, oh, it was unbelievable. You're probably thinking, why wasn't it a 5? Well, I don't like the oatmeal stouts that much, but the oatmeal stouts that I've had, generally I'll put them at like maybe a 3.5. This one to be over 4. Just to explain a little bit, it's a big deal, man. It was really, really nice. This is Jack's Revenge on draft. Whew, really nice, really nice. Also, to give you an idea of how much I enjoyed myself, got a glass from Alternate Ending too. If if I get a glass or cop merch from a spot, they're doing something right. So I wish I could have taken some cans home, but I don't think they had specifically what I wanted. But anyway. Got a nice glass and had a great time. This is a What If IPA. This is another one. Looks like 4.2. It was good, man. On the way back to LGA LaGuardia, stopped by this one cool spot, man. Bubby's Diner in the airport after I got settled in and had a couple things from New York. This is Sun Up Talia Beer Company. Not too bad. It was cool. I like the can art, but that place, Bubby's Diner in LaGuardia, is dope, man. The design of that spot. Like the bar is it's like snakes throughout. So the footprint, it's like a wide footprint, right? But the bar is like snaking all throughout the restaurant. So you can pack in a ton of people in there. And from an aesthetic standpoint, like it doesn't compromise anything, man. It was so fresh, man. It was really fresh the way they did it. Whoever designed that, man, props to them. Those dudes are brilliant in my humble opinion. And I had a good time over there, man. Just posted up. This is Sweet Sunset, Kings Court Brewing Company. I think these are all like local New York spots too. I assume that LaGuardia is in New York, but anyway. Talia Beer Company. Here's Kings Court Brewing Company. Here's, what is this? Ebbs Brewing Company. This stout was kind of thin, but at this point, man, I was just enjoying myself, man. I had a great time. Got a nice salad in there too, man. It was proper. My homie B. Carter left me this one from Goat Week. He left me a bunch of cans that I still got to crack, but this was a good one. About a 4 out of 5. Wandering into the Fog, Abomination Brewing Company. Good stuff. Oh man, this was a trip that I took up to Nashville. Had to be up in Nashville for a few days, and got a chance to go by Southern Grist. I've mentioned this before, but Southern Grist was like my home brew when I lived in Nashville. I'm born and raised in Nashville. But just recently, a couple years ago, moved to Tampa Bay. So when I left, man, I was, obviously family, my mother and father are there, extended family. And by that, I mean, like just really, really close friends. On top of missing them, Southern Grist, I thought about this too, man. Southern Grist was definitely going to be missed, along with a couple other ones, man. So I was happy to get back there. What I found when I returned, man, was they shut down like my favorite location out east Nashville, but they built another one in East Nashville, as you can see here. Southern Grist Brewing Company, East Nashville, tap room. Beautiful space. They got the garage doors that pull up that are windows, like just, man, a lot of natural light. Dope bar too. The bar is real proper. They got a restaurant in there. That day that I went was, let me think, me, B. Carter, Omarion, my brothers, man, we met over there, and it was like Ramen Tuesday, but grubbed out. I can't think of the name of the ramen company, man. But really good ramen, great beer. It was a good time. This one here, Gradient Love by Southern Grist. Oh man, good stuff. This is about a 4. This is an IPA, by the way. 4 out of 5. What is this one? Insert Juicier Pun. This is the as well, Southern Grist as well. Good stuff. 4 out of 5. Here's a sour. This is like a fruited sour. This is that Hill series, man. always top shelf sours, man. Again, Southern Grist just does a good job of, they're kind of like Magnanimous to me, man. They do stouts well, porters, IPAs, doubles, imperials, whatever you want to call them, triples, sours. Hell, I've had like decent pilsners over there, man. They just do really good work, man. So it's always a pleasure when I go home. When you go to Nashville, I'd say they're probably one of the best to do it in Nashville, if not the best, in my humble opinion. I've had quite a few in Nashville, and they always do good work. Mutant 8, number 4088. Crazy. I don't even know what that represents, but it's a good IPA. Got the Haze for Days level 67 badge from up top. From Untappd. I appreciate them. Yeah, that was a good brew. Had a chance to pop over to Bearded Iris and got in there. I got a story about Bearded Iris I got to tell y'all. For as good as those dudes are now, when I first went to their launch, and shout out to my guy Joe and Bernard, Scum Life crew. They invited me over there, and and I'd heard about Bearded Iris was like coming to the neighborhood because I was over in Buena Vista, Nashville, which is like the north side of Nashville, just like maybe a quarter of a mile, half a mile from downtown, like right in the middle of things. And Bearded Iris was in like Salem Town. I'm trying to think. It's either Germantown or Salem Town, basically like the neighborhood right across Rosa Parks. So in any case, both, again, like probably that same distance from downtown, but real close to the house. So I could hop a Lime over there, or a Bird, like scooter, or drive over there if I need to. It's like a 2 or 3 minute drive, super close. And I swear to God to you, man, when they launched, I was like, every single beer that I've had tonight is trash. All of them. Bro, I'm telling you, all of those beers. It must have been about 6 or 7. Everything that they had, I was like, these guys don't know what they're doing. I don't know what they're doing. Did they know what they're doing? It was crazy. I bring that story up because change is possible. These guys grew into one of my favorite breweries in Nashville. I mean, they had nowhere to go with up, right? But I'm telling you, man, and I had to bite my tongue, man, because I was trying to be very respectful of Bernard, his guy, and Bernard probably don't even know this, man. This is the first time he might even hear this. He knew the owners, you know what I mean? He knew the owners. And I say this, I guess I shouldn't be so disrespectful, but man, that's how I felt. It was like, wow. But I'm so happy to report to you now during this craft beer run in October last month that, oh man, they really did, man. They got their act together. And I've told this story before, but just not to y'all. So, long story short, man, change is possible. Give people the benefit of the doubt, man. It was my brother who was in Charlotte at the time, who was like, yo, you gotta go to Bearded Iris. So this dude was so connected, man. He was getting people from here, not me, but people from Nashville at that time to ship him stuff from Bearded Iris because it was on their radar in Charlotte. So he was like, bro, you gotta get over there. And I was like, whatever. Do I? Like the last time? Anyway, he was like, nah, go back, and he was like, hey, man, sometimes when people launch, it just may not be right, man, but, they stuck with it. They may have even got like a new master brewer. Whatever they did, they changed, and they not only changed, but they changed for the better. And again, man, I shout these dudes out because, man, it's important, man. Change happens, right? Change for the better should be applauded. And I applaud these guys because, again, they're one of my favorites, man. So Bearded Iris, man, shout out. I love you guys, man. Thanks for sticking with it. I had a good little visit with them. Went through a few IPAs. Here's Name Game. That looks kind of like a Pilsner, actually. I don't know if that's an IPA right there. Looks kind of Pilsish. That's kind of hazy. Double home style. Good stuff. They got a home style and a double home style. Good brew. Moon Dust. This might be a porter. Solid. I love their space out there too, man. This is Wild Streak. Sour fruited, pretty good. 3.8 out of 5. Good stuff. And then I kept it moving, man. I also hit up Craft Brewed. Craft Brewed is in Nashville. I don't know if I mentioned that. All of these spots are in Nashville, where I'm born and raised. So I'm very proud of these guys, man. Craft Brewed. they've just always been a part of my craft beer journey, man. They've always been in the mix, man. Craft Brewed is, as you can see right here, it's a bottle shop and a tasting room. But then right next door, they also have a liquor store, all branded, named Craft Brewed, right? And I love them, man. They're just, man, right there, like in South Nashville. Maybe, let me see here. They're on 8th too. Actually, if you take Rosa Parks low key is 8th Ave. So if you take Rosa Parks on the north side, go through downtown 8th, and then just keep on going, you'll run into Craft Brewed on the other side of town, south side, and you'll run into Craft Brewed over there. So good stuff, man. You'll find all kinds of stuff, man. Some local stuff in Nashville. This one here is a Jackalope Brewing Company. Flagger Duped Hazy IPA. Not too bad. This is like a 3.5, 3.6 out of 5. You know, but they keep a bunch of stuff on tap, like this one, perhaps. Mexican Cake, Westbrook Brewing Company. This is in the Carolinas, pretty close, obviously, to Tennessee. But, you know, they not only do like regional stuff, but their buyers will go out and find stuff all over the country, man. So that's what's really cool about bottle shops. The people who are really doing their job at the bottle shops can really introduce that neighborhood, someone like me at that time, to like a bunch of different brews all across the country. You know, not only regional, not only right there locally, which also happens, believe it or not. Sometimes you discover some local spots at your local bottle shop. So fuck with your bottle shops, man, especially when they know what they're doing. The one here, I should mention, is Jug and Bottle. They are here in like the Seminole Heights area. They're like right down the street from Magnanimous, maybe about, I don't know, 10 minutes. They're not that far. But anyway, yeah, Craft Brew Bottle Shop and Tasting Room. They've got bottles. They do growlers, crowlers. They got about, man, dare I say, like, I don't know, 30, 40 taps too. So you can go in there and get loose. Which on this visit, man, my homie Joe was in there. Shout out to Joe. And Chew 3000, man. I mentioned Chew on my last run when we were in Tampa Bay for Goat Week, man. So Chew was down there. Both of those cats live in Nashville. Actually, me and Joe had a nice run when he was down here. Man, that was early April. Man, I almost forgot about that, man. We had a good time. Went to opening day over at the Rays Stadium, which was dope. Anyway, that's a whole different story, man. Me and Joe will be on here. We'll talk about that because Joe's got some shit for you too, man. He's a designer, man. He's a shoe designer, sneakerhead, but just a lover of art and all things that come like design. He's an artist, man, straight up. Joe's dope, man. So we'll have a different conversation with him too, but definitely want to shout out Joe and Chew for linking up with me over here, man. It's always a pleasure to be around good friends and you know, just connecting over some brews, man. It was fun. It was fun. We were giving Joe a hard time, actually, man, because he got this crazy stash now. You got like the bicycle, the junk that was curled. We were like, yo, what are you doing, bro? Anyway, that's again, different conversation, man. But we had a ball, man. A lot of good laughs and, you know, a lot of good beer. So this is another one, Wicked Weed Brewing, German chocolate. This is a stout, really nice. Wicked Weed is up there in Asheville, North Carolina. Man, we had a really nice run up there. Me, my brother, cat named Terrence Guest, my homie Chris Miller, and man, that was a treat, man. Chris actually met his wife Shanna up there on that trip. Wow, man, that's crazy. Like I say, man, that's one of the reasons why I do this, man. I'm not to get on a tangent. I know I'm not trying to keep y'all too long, man, but it was crazy, man, how sometimes, man, just as simple as having a beer, man, what might actually happen, man. And we were up there. I can't remember the brewery we were at, but I know we were in Asheville. It was on that trip. And like I say, Chris met Shanna. And the rest is history, man. Shout out to the Millers, man. I love them dudes. That's my fam. But yeah, man, they met, man, at a brewery up there in Asheville. So I think at that point we hit up Wicked Weed too. This is obviously something different. Back to a craft brew there in Nashville. But this was a nice one. Here's another fruited sour that I had. Mango Dragon Imperial Smoothie. This was nice. Untitled Art. You know, those guys are renowned, man. They do good work. Bo Echo Hazy. Oh, man, I should definitely shout out Wiseacre Brewing Company, man. Based in Memphis, Black owned. I always love seeing those guys, man. I never see them down here, unfortunately. Wiseacre, if you're listening, man, if you can get some distribution down here in Tampa Bay, man, I think they would love y'all stuff, FYI. I did distribution in the consumer electronics game, but, you know, I feel like I may be able to do it in beer game, man, in this craft beer world too, man. So holla at me, man. Hit me up, flydialogue@gmail.com. Would love to see y'all down here, though, man. Respect, for real. Bo Echo Hazy IPA, pretty solid, man. Pretty solid. This looks like a 3.8 out of 5, man. So again, shout out to Wiseacre. Shout out to the Memphis folks. Shout out to the Memphis UT folks, man. I met so many, man, it's so crazy, man. Okay, let me back up. The dynamic between Nashville and Memphis, I should mention this. It was always kind of crazy, man. It was like some animosity or whatever, man, because, you know, Nashville, the capital in the middle of the state, then you get to the west about, I don't know, 200, 300 miles to the west, you got Memphis. It's about a 3-hour drive, right? So it's probably like 240, 250 miles. And it was always felt like this animosity. It was crazy. And then I went to UT and met so many dope cats from Memphis, man. It was a pleasure. It was great to actually be around them dudes. Cause man, Memphis, I don't know if you know, man, Memphis folks are silly like no other folks, man. Yeah, I just had some really good times up there at UT in Knoxville. And I credit that, I think a large part, man, because the class of 97, I'm old. But when we came in there, man, it was such a like a thick Memphis presence, like on that campus. And we were just up there wilding together, man. And we had a great time, man. Shout out to the M and all the folks that all the folks that I met up there, man. There's a long list of them. I ain't gonna go into it now, but you know who you are, man. If you fuck with me, you know who you are. Even if you don't, you still know who you are. If you're from Memphis and went to UT, what's up? Peace. Go Vols, man. So yeah, shout out to Wiseacre. This is one that I had at a little restaurant me and the wife were hitting up over here in Apollo Beach. It's a nice little spot. That's Tampa Bay Brewing, Hop Silo 19. Pretty solid. Gave it about a 3.6 or whatever. It was cool. This is that other joint from Magnanimous, though. Fog Weaver. You got Fog Theory and Fog Weaver. This is the double IPA. Man, top shelf, man. 4.1, I think, out of 5 that I gave it. Here's that Thousand Eyes. Another can that I got. I probably got like 2 4-packs of this one. Imperial Sour. Top shelf. Orchestrated Minds. My guy, Davey. Yo, yeah, really, this is another one. This must have been game day. That's what it was. This was game day. So, yeah, this looks like the Juice Lord Almighty. This is that in that Juice Lord series, the triple IPA version. So you got Juice Lord Have Mercy, Juice Lord and Savior, and Juice Lord Almighty. So this is the Almighty. This is the triple. And yeah, specifically Orchestrated Minds Brewing. Their master brewer is also a Vol. Volunteer, man. Shout out to the Vols. So yeah, this is what I say. We got the juice now. Go Vols. You already know what it is. Big Orange. This is another one from J. Wakefield Brewing. Oh man, good times with Wakefield down there and that team. Another one from Civil Society from that trip down to Palm Beach. Oh yeah, this is one. So I traveled to the DMV area quite a bit. So what happens, man, is coming from Tampa, I'll often have to connect in BWI, sometimes to get to like Norfolk or sometimes to get to like Richmond. It just depends. I don't know, for whatever reason, there's a lot of flights, I think, coming out of BWI. Anyway, I'm not in air traffic control. So long story short, man, when I'm in BWI, I always hit up Flying Dog. And this is one of the ones that I got. This John was boozy, man. My boy was talking about this one, Kev. Mr. Anderson, that's also the second part of the other half of Fly Dialogue, FYI. Let me shout out my mans properly. That's the fam. But yeah, he's always telling me about Flying Dog or whatever, this double dog. And I think his pops drinks this one too. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. This was, I think, maybe the first or second time I'd had it. But man, this joint is huge beer. Way too boozy for what I was trying to do at the moment. I was like, dude, I still got to get to the plane. So it's really not bad. I gave it a 3. on this one, which is kind of low, honestly. If you think out of 10, that's a 6 out of 10. That's kind of low. Typically, I'm only looking at something like 7 out of 10 and higher, but I feel the need to shout them out because I mess with Flying Dog. This one just is not one of my favorites. It's an Imperial double, hella boozy. The John tastes like it was like 15%. It's crazy. Oh man, another treat, man. I got to talk about Norfolk area, man. This is a beautiful rooftop garden, a rooftop beer garden in Norfolk. Top shelf, man. Top shelf. It's called the Grain Norfolk. And yeah, man, it's a treat, man. It's a treat. If you're ever in that area, it's like the Waterside district. It's pretty much downtown, but hit it up, man. It's in like I'm always messing with Hiltons. So this one is the Hilton the Main. And it's right, it overlooks, I think that's the Elizabeth River. I may be mistaken there, but it's like a huge port right there in Norfolk, right? It overlooks that area, and it's just real pretty, man. It's gorgeous, and this rooftop also overlooks that too, and it's just dope, man. Definitely check that out. So this is the Grain Norfolk, but it can be found in Hilton the Main, which is what you see right there on the napkin. This is Sour Monkey by Victory Brewing. Really nice one, 4.1. This one is super boozy, by the way, but like the way they did it, the balance, you can't taste none of it. So be careful on this one. It's top shelf though. This one is Southern Tier Brewing. This is Warlock. Pretty nice. I gave that one a 3.8, 3.9. It's good stuff. I got to shout out. Oh, man. Okay, so that was in Norfolk. This area, man, what I'm learning about Virginia, man, especially in this area, it's like the southeast part of Virginia, right there on the water. It's a beautiful area, man. I love it. I'm falling in love with it. I love the people in Virginia. My aunt, Karen, cousin Reginald, and Uncle Kiefer down there. Shout out to the fam. I love y'all. But the people, man, I don't know what it is, man. It's something about the way I feel embraced in Virginia. I got some people in Richmond, too, that I'll see next week. KG is one of them. Me and KG linked up on this trip. Coincidentally, I had to be there for work. And it wound up being Hampton University's homecoming. So, again, shout out to the HBCUs of the world. Hampton is nestled right in this area on the river. And right next door to the hotel where they had some events for homecoming was also this spot, Bull Island Brewing Company. It was straight. I think the cool thing about that weekend was that I hit another spot called 865 Brewing, which is a Black-owned brewery, and it was dope, man. I'll get to that. But Bull Island Brewing, pretty solid, man. Right next to, I think the hotel was The Landing by Hilton, and they had events there. Dope rooftop, just a pretty area, man. I can't imagine like being at Hampton, like in that area, and it just being pretty like that, man. It was dope, man. Like I said, it was right on the water. Really, really nice touch. Yeah, Bull Island Brewing, I think the view was probably a little better than the beer, but you know, just given the location, I will definitely go back because it was pretty fresh. Like I say, 1865 Brewing. Let me shout these cats. Again, Black-owned brewery in Hampton. Nice little spot. It was, let me think, where was I? I was at Hampton Roads Convention for a convention, and they were pretty close. They may have been about 5-10 minutes away. So I hit these guys up. Me and my dude, Kev, we were talking about these cats long before this trip. So it was really a treat, man. Shout out to Charisse. Charisse gave us like a thorough rundown, man. I was in there with a coworker and she was just like, yo, this is that, super knowledgeable and very, very friendly and just cool, man. Everything was laid back in there. I love the layout of it. It was wide open, kind of like a shotgun spot, but the space was beautiful, man. The wood on the floors. I was thinking like, oh, it just looks, man. It was just nice. It was nice, man. I thoroughly enjoyed it. They were actually shooting a podcast in there, which I need to circle back and find out what they were doing and who was all sitting in there, man. They had some stars in there, I think, man. I was a little enamored, man, but they had some really good conversations, man. Some things that, conversations, man, that just need to be, broached, man, and talked about, man, as it relates to like race relations in America. And they were talking about that like over a few beers, and it was during homecoming, Hampton's homecoming, man. And I just witnessing it, being a part of it, being in that space during that time was a treat. So had a great time, man. It was good stuff, man. 1865 Brewing, man. Shout out to those cats, man. Next time I'm there, man, which will probably be next month, man, I'll be stopping by again, man, to mess with y'all. Another staple in the Norfolk area that I mess with in Richmond, and who I believe is opening a location in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, mind you. Okay, so this is the Vale Brewing Company. They just do good work, man. One thing I like about the Vale is that they have like exclusive beers for each location. So they got, I think, 2 locations in Richmond, Scott's Edition, and then Forest Hill. And you can find like exclusive stuff per location, which I think is dope, man. And those spots, like, mind you, those spots are like maybe 15 minutes apart. It's crazy, but I love how they think, man. And they keep things, you know, they give you a reason to go to both of them. And the feel of both of those breweries are different, but they're both dope. So shout out to the Vale for those, and just doing things in a really cool way, unique way. They give you a unique experience. The same thing I got in Norfolk. I was very, very pleased. Always am. This is one of my spots. If it's not the best one in Virginia, it's got to be top 3 in my humble opinion. Like Aslan Beer Company does great work, but the Vale, they're right there, man. They're right there. They just do great work. This one here, Bros Night Out. Looks like an IPA, probably a double IPA. Here's a fruited sour. Never gonna get it. This one is, and again, this is the Vale Brewing Company, the Railroad District in Norfolk, Virginia. Man, this is Red Ferrari. Good stuff. What is this? Oh, I Don't Want to Be You. Good stuff. 4 out of 5. I mean, all of them. If you look, man, all of these are like 4 out of 5, like just about all of them, all above 4. They just do good work. This is a cool little spot, downtown Norfolk too. I'm sorry, downtown Hampton. Brown chicken, brown cow, like brown chicken, brown. I was like, these dudes are silly. It was a good time. Nice little bar setup. Shout out to those cats. They used to do live music, man, according to the server or the bartender that was talking to us. But yeah, they stopped doing it. But anyway, it was a nice little charming spot, man. It was cool. This is Hold It Now, Hit It from Jay Wakefield. You already know what that's about. Another Magnanimous joint, Superliminal Haze, double IPA, really juicy. Juice Lord, y'all already know these. Juice Lord and Savior on that one. That was Osmotic Pressure from Ology, top shelf. Inner Path to Outer Space. This one's a good one. 3.8, 3.9 out of 5. Good stuff from Magnanimous as always. This is one of the barrel-aged stouts. What is this? Nocturnal Terror. Yeah. That was Halloween, right? Happy Halloween. That one felt good. So yeah. And there's another one of the Fog Weavers. But that's it, man. This is November 1st. So yeah, that pretty much sums up October. Man, I did it again, man. I did not want this joint to be this long, but we're at 43 minutes. But yeah, man, I just appreciate y'all coming out, checking out the beer run. It's nice to kind of recap the memories. And one of my favorite things doing, man, is just not only remembering the beers, but the experiences, man, like connecting with different people and the stories that come about from it, man. That's one of the main things, man. Doing this, man, it almost feels like therapy, man. Talking about beer in a way, man, is like talking about how I connected with my brother before he passed. So it's very special to me, man. So I really appreciate y'all stepping into this space with me. I'm always invite you all to come. Before I go, man, make sure you all check out our other podcasts too on YouTube. You can go to our link tree and find, different things. This is Fly Dialogue on the web, Fly Dialogue on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. We're all over the place. If you got suggestions, let's talk soon. Hit me up. And like I say, even if you go and just Fly Dialogue, man, you'll see this is us. There's nobody on here like us. There's Twitter, there's YouTube. This is all us. So, and again, internet radio, man, if y'all want to hear some dope hip hop, man, come mess with us, man. We out here. Cool. All right, man. Salute. Thank y'all for coming again. This is KD signing off. Again, thanks to Untappd. And thanks to y'all, man. Cheers. We'll talk soon.